So DJI just officially teased the Pocket 4 and we now have a confirmed release date, April 16th. And at the same time, we also got an early look at the camera through that unboxing. So now we can actually start understanding what DJI is doing with this next version. A couple of things stand out immediately. They're including a lot more in the box, but the camera itself looks almost the same. And that combination is a bit strange, because it tells you this might not be a major upgrade. And that's important if you're trying to decide if you should wait for this or just go for the Pocket 3 now while it's cheaper. So let's find out. So one thing that actually changes is what you get in the box, because this time it's not just the camera. Looks like you're getting a full kit. We can see an extension handle, a small tripod, ND filters, a mic mount, cables, even an extra light. And that's interesting, because up until now with the Pocket 3, you kind of had to build your setup separately. Like, I remember when I first got it, I ended up buying a few extra things almost immediately. Tripod, ND filters, even just basic accessories to make it more usable. So seeing all of that included from the start actually makes a difference, especially if you're new, because now you can just take it out of the box and actually use it properly straight away. You don't have that moment where you realize, okay, now I need to buy 3 more things. At the same time though, this also reinforces the idea that the main upgrade here might not be the camera itself. It's more about the overall package, like making the whole experience easier from day one. And depending on how you look at it, that's either a good thing or a bit underwhelming. Because if you already own the Pocket 3, you probably already have most of this. So for you, this doesn't really change much, but if you're coming in fresh, this actually makes the Pocket 4 a much cleaner entry point. So starting from the design, at first it looks almost identical to the Pocket 3. Same form factor, same gimbal, and same single camera setup. Honestly, after using the Pocket 3 quite a bit, I never really felt like the design was the thing holding it back. If anything, that's the part that already works. So keeping it the same actually makes sense. The only thing is, it's still not waterproof. And I know some of you were hoping for that, or at least some kind of weather sealing. But when you think about it, it's kind of expected. You've got a gimbal with moving parts, small gaps. It's just not something you can easily seal. And on top of that, these cameras already get quite warm. So fully sealing them would make that even harder to manage. But the real question is, does the camera itself actually improve? Because that's what really matters. Before we dive into the specs, I'd really appreciate it if you like the video and subscribe. It really helps. Thank you. So from everything we've seen so far, this version of Pocket 4 feels more like a refinement than a big upgrade. And honestly, I'm not even surprised, because the Pocket 3 was already very solid. Image quality is great, even in low light, stabilization is good, and so on. It's one of those cameras where you don't really fight it. No wonder DJI sold over 10 million units of this thing and it became so popular among all content creators. So DJI is not really trying to change what's already working. Now, in terms of actual specs, it looks like that the DJI Pocket 4 keeps the same 1-inch sensor, but improving everything around it. We're talking about things like higher frame rates, up to 4K 120 FPS, slightly better low light, better processing, and longer battery life, around 200 minutes. It's got dedicated zoom buttons, which makes it faster to adjust framing without touching the screen. There's also a customizable button, so you can quickly access the settings you use the most. And they're introducing a magnetic attachment system, which is interesting because it opens the door to new accessories. So far, we've seen things like a light module that just snaps on, which is actually pretty useful for quick setups. There also seems to be internal storage around 100 GB, so you're not completely dependent on an SD card. And that's something I personally like, especially when traveling. On top of that, they're claiming around 14 stops of dynamic range. So in theory, you should get a bit more flexibility in highlights and shadows. And it looks like they're including a microphone in the box as well, which makes the whole setup more complete straight away. But at the same time, some of the limitations are still there. the battery is still not removable. So if it dies, you have to recharge the whole camera or use the battery handle, but that's something you have to buy separately. There's also no real optical zoom here. You're still relying on digital zoom, which works, but you lose quality pretty quickly. But there is one thing that could actually make this a much bigger upgrade, and that's the possibility of a Pocket 4 Pro. Now, if you've been following the channel, you've probably already seen this because I talked about it in a previous video. The idea is pretty simple. A second version of the Pocket 4 with two cameras instead of one wide and one zoom. And if that actually happens, that's a completely different kind of upgrade. But that's only for the Pro version, which will probably come out later this year. And that's where the decision becomes a bit tricky. Because if you already own the Pocket 3, personally, I'd just wait at this point. But if you're looking to get your first pocket camera and you don't want to wait months, the Pocket 3 is still a very solid option. So at this point, it really comes down to what you actually need. If you already have the Pocket 3, this is not a big enough upgrade to justify switching. It's a better version, yes, but it doesn't really change how you use the camera. If you don't have one yet, then it's more of a timing decision. You can either wait a bit and see what this Pocket 4 actually brings once it's officially out, or just go for the Pocket 3 now, especially if you can find it at a lower price. You can check it via the links I left in the description. At the end of the day, the Pocket 3 is already a very capable camera. It's easy to use, reliable, and it just works in most situations without getting in your way. You take it out, hit record, and you get good results without thinking too much about settings or setup. And that's something I personally value a lot, especially when I'm traveling or just capturing moments quickly. Because in real life, you don't always have time to adjust everything, you just want the shot. And the Pocket 3 already does that really well. So for most people, the experience is already there, and that matters more than just having the latest version. So personally, I wouldn't overthink it too much. If you need a camera now, just get the Pocket 3 and start using it. But if you're not in a rush, then it makes sense to wait a bit longer and see what this one actually brings. Especially if that Pro version ends up being real, because that could be a more meaningful upgrade. Now I'm curious what you think. Would you wait for this or just go with the Pocket 3? Let me know. And subscribe if you want to see how the Pocket 4 actually performs once it comes out. I'll see you in the next video.